Okay, whether the slide is visible?
Sir, some people are there in another meeting, sir.
Which meeting?
There is one machine learning class 1 is there. That's also unable. Some 6 people are there.
Another one. So only one meeting I scheduled. No?
Yeah,
Hello?
but it was showing machine learning class 1. I was there before. Some 6 people are there in that meeting, sir.
Old one. Okay, no, I think old one they joined. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, okay. Inform them to join to this meeting.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. In the last class, we studied, discussed about the introduction to machine learning, so basic concept. What do you mean by machine learning? What are the different machine learning algorithm types of machine learning algorithms, and application areas of machine learning? Okay. So now in this, we are moving directly to the introduction to machine learning concept. Okay. In this session, so we are discussing the introduction part. So concept learning that we'll discuss in the next session. So in this session, so we'll discuss some well-posed learning problems. So some are already discussed. So next, designing learning system. So first two topics we will cover in this session. Okay. So later we'll discuss a perspective and issues in machine learning. In the second chapter, we'll discuss what do you mean by concept learning, and yeah, later we'll discuss simplest algorithm of machine learning, that is FindS algorithm, and later we'll discuss what do you mean by version space. Later, candidate elimination algorithm. So it overcomes some of the drawbacks of FindS algorithm. So later, the last topic of that chapter will be inductive bias. Okay. So first we'll discuss set of the well-posed learning problems. So before that, we'll just memorize what is by machine learning. So learning is broadly defined as any computer program that improves its performance at some task through experience. So we already discussed, I give an example of operation research problem, that is simplex method. So in the initial stage, you will take more time to solve a particular problem. Later, so you will experience how to improve your time, I mean to say required time for a particular problem. So that will be the experience. Using that experience, you will solve that next problem by taking very less time compared to the previous one. So next is actual definition of machine learning, which is a very important. A computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to some class of task T and performance measure P. If its performance task T as measured by P improves with experience E, that indicates that so you are performing some task T, and to that task you are giving experience E. Now you have to check whether the performance is improving or increasing. Then we can say that it is learning something. Okay. So this one we already discussed in the introduction section. So here there is chance of getting question like this. Say checkers learning problem. So what will be the task? What will be the performance measure? What will be the training experience? You have to write. So they will give with respect to checkers learning problem. Right? What do you write? What is task? What is performance measure? What is training experience? Then you try it. So task is nothing but here playing checkers. So which is similar to chess, but not in all conditions. Okay. So performance measure P is nothing but it is a percentage of game won against opponent. Okay, percentage of game won against opponent. Uh, Next, training experience will be playing practice game against itself. So experience will be playing against itself. That will be given for the input for the task T, and you have to check whether the performance is increasing while playing with the opponent or not. Then we can say that there is some learning is happening. So next one is handwriting recognition learning problem. So again, here task is nothing but recognizing, classifying handwritten words within images. So task is you have to recognize the words or characters and you have to classify it. So performance measure P is nothing but percent of words correctly classified. So that is the performance measure here. So how many words you classified properly or correctly. So what is the training experience? What is the input you will give as experience? That is nothing but a database of handwritten words with given classification. Okay. So now you have to give the handwritten words, a database of handwritten words uh, with a given classification as input while performing a task T. The task T is nothing but here recognizing and classifying handwritten words within images. Performance measure is nothing but so it has to improve. What do you mean by improvement here is nothing but it has to classify the words properly or correctly. So such a way that its performance measure will be improved. Then we can say that there is learning through the help of experience. So next problem it is a robot driving learning problem. So task is driving on public four-lane highway using vision sensors. A task is driving a car in a road with the help of vision sensors. Next, what is the performance measure? Average distance traveled before an error. So error may be in a collision or accident or in a judgment problem, you can say. Okay. Now, till there, what is the distance between two accidents? Or what is the average distance traveled before an accident happens? So, what is the average distance traveled before an collision occurs? Now, what is the experience for that? A sequence of images and steering commands recorded by observing a human driver. So that will be the experience. That experience will be given along with the task T. Here T is nothing but driving a car using vision sensors. Now, whether the average distance traveled is improved or not, that is nothing but performance measure. Whether you understood those problems? Yes, anybody can reply. Whether you understood what do you mean by task, what do you mean by performance measure, what do you mean by experience? Any doubt is there?
No, sir.
Understood?
Yes,
Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So next topic is designing a learning system. Okay, somebody is on unmute, I think. Unmute. Hello, somebody is muted. Please mute it. Some noise is there. So designing a learning system. Uh, so now, so once we studied the four that well posed problems. So next step is how to design a learning system with respect to particular problem. So now designing a learning system. So there are say different steps. So first one is choosing the training experience. So second step is choosing the target function. Next, third step is choosing representation for the target function. So next is choosing a function approximation algorithm. Fourth one. So last one is the final design. Last one is final design. So now the first step is choosing a training experience. What type of training experience is required with respect to particular problem? That you have to think. So there are say different training experience, which is best. We have to decide. So next, choosing target function. Here, target function is nothing but. So you remember in the previous session we discussed about iris dataset. You remember iris dataset? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the use of that iris dataset? What it gives? What is the use of it?
Sir, it's give its attributes like petal width, petal length, and sepal width, sepal width.
Using that, what you're going to do?
It will we'll get to know which type of flower, like ceres color, like that.
Okay, very good. So that iris dataset contains the four attributes: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and its outcome is setosa, versicolor, and virginica. So three types of flower that will be classified based on the four attributes, that is sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. Now the target function will be with respect to that. So whether it is versicolor or whether it is virginica or whether it is setosa. Now, so once target function is selected, now we have to choose a representation for the target function. So in the diaries
The
problem,
voice is breaking, sir. Voice.
now whether it is audible, now whether it
Yes,
is
sir.
audible. Okay. So once target function is selected, so we have to choose the representation for the target function. How to represent it? What are the parameters are required? So like that. Next, so choosing a function approximation algorithm. So you need to go for approximation algorithm such a way that it will be simplified with respect to the final design. So later it will be the final design. Now, so we are here. We are for the explanation of this learning system design. So we are taking checkers learning problem. So let us consider designing a problem to learn to play checkers with the goal of entering it in the world checkers tournament. So purpose is to we have to design a system to play in the world checkers tournament. Now we adopt the obvious performance measure that percent of games it win in the world tournament. So here performance measure P is nothing but the percentage of game it wins in the world tournament. Okay. Now, task will be playing checkers. Performance measure P will be percentage of game won against opponent here initially. So, training experience to be selected. That is nothing but games played against itself. So now, first one is choosing the training experience with respect to that. So, what type of training experience is required here? So, in that iris problem, say experience will be that iris dataset. Using that iris dataset, you are classifying a new sample whether it is setosa, versicolor, or virgin. Now, in this problem, so how to choose the training experience? The type of training experience available can have significant impact on success or failure of the learner. Correct. So, if the training experience contains more noise, there is a chance of getting failure. If the training experience is well defined and there is no missing values and all, then uh, we can say that it is towards success. Now, will the training experience provide direct or indirect feedback? So first, you have to think before selecting the training experience that whether your training experience provides direct or indirect feedback. Now, what is the direct and indirect feedback? So first on direct feedback. So system learns from examples of individual checkerboard state and correct moves for each. So direct feedback is nothing but, so what is the current board state? Where are the pawns are present? Okay, where the pawns are present? What is the position of the pawns in the board? And what are the set of possible moves, or what are the set of possible correct moves for each board states? That will be the direct feedback. Okay, where the red pawn is present, where the black pawns are present, and what is the correct moves for each. So next one is indirect feedback, move sequence and final outcome of various games played. So here it will not provide any board state. It will give just say move sequences. If black pawn is moved like this, what will be the red pawn next step, or next move with respect to red pawn. So like that, sequence of moves till the end. So it is nothing but indirect feedback. So move sequences and final outcomes of various games played. So here one more topic comes under the picture is credit assignment problem. So value of early states must be inferred from the outcome. So next here is indirect feedback. So what is the final outcome? Whether it is success, I would say won the game or lost the game, or whether the game is drawn, like that. So depending on that, some credit will be assigned. Okay, in indirect feedback. So partial design of checkers learning problem. A checkers learning problem, say task is playing checkers, performance measure P, percent of game won in the world tournament. Training experience will be games played against itself. Okay. Now remaining choices. So exact type of knowledge to be learned. So representation for the target knowledge. A learning mechanism. So these are the remaining choices. Okay. So what is the exact type of knowledge to be learned? So while playing checkers, what is important is what is required actually. Representation for the target knowledge. Once you gain the knowledge while playing checkers, how you will implement it or how you will represent it to such a way that its performance will be improved for the next game. And learning mechanism. So in what way we have to learn? Whether we need to use some algorithm, whether we need to use some representation such a way that we can improve the learning. So next, once training experience is chosen, next is choosing a target function. So now, assume that you can determine legal moves. So program needs to learn the best moves from among legal moves. So now initially they are taking, if the target function as choose move B M. B is nothing but current board state. What is the next move? Or what are the possible moves from that particular move? So I think you have played chess. Am I right? Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you might have played chess. So similarly, it is a checker problem. Okay. So choose move is the target function initially. So B is the current board state. M is nothing but a set of legal moves from that state. So like this. So input board state. Output is nothing but set of moves. So each board in the box gives the set of possible legal moves from that current state. Okay. So this is direct. So now, choose move is difficult to learn. Given please unmute. Some disturbance is there. So choose move is difficult to learn given indirect learning. So we go for alternative target function. So again, it is difficult to choose. So whether we have to choose the first output, that is young legal, or whether we need to choose second, whether we need to use third or fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, like that. So it is difficult. So for that reason, say an evaluation function that assigns numerical score to any given board state. Okay. So in the previous diagram, so it gives just the board state. Now it is difficult to select which board state is good. So in the previous diagram, say it is difficult. So how you can judge? So which move is good? It is difficult. So for that reason, an evaluation function that assigns a numerical score to any given board state. So here that evaluation function B is the board state, R is nothing but a set of real numbers, B is the set of board states. So like this. So B is the board state. Now F gives what? Numerical value. Say with respect to first one it is 10, with respect to 7.7, third one 14.3, fourth one 10, fifth one 10.8, next one is 6.3, last one is 9.4. Now which is having highest value? It is third one. Correct. Third one. So it is 14.3. So now, depending on that real value, that is 14.3, so I can say that third movement will be the best one. Now, VB for an arbitrary board state B in B, if B is the final board state that it won, then V of B is will be 100. So already I told, say we are assigning values for each board state. So if B is the final board state, so the step before game completes, then B won the game. So, if you move a particular pawn and that will be the last state, and you move to say state called B, then the game is won. Then V of B value will be 100. Or if it is lost, then V of B is value will be minus 100. If it is drawn, then V of B will be 0. If B is not a final state, then V of B will be V of B dash. So that B dash is nothing but intermediate state. So now where B dash is the best final board state that can be achieved starting from B, then playing optimally until the end of the game. Okay. So some intermediate state. So now V of B gives a recursive definition for board state B. Okay. So not usable because not efficient to compute except for the first three trivial cases. So here he is nothing but, so if I choose V of B as a function, so it is only helpful for the first three, that is game one, lost or drawn. So for the fourth case it is difficult to estimate. So why? Why what is the drawback is it will take more time. So game you need to play in real time. Okay. So there will be some time bomb. The goal of learning is to discover operational description, not non-operation, is operational description of V. Select a move within realistic time bomb. That indicates that. So we have to, I mean to say, system has to play or has to move the pawn in a realistic time bomb. So learning the target function is often called function approximation. Okay, learning the target function is called function approximation. So through which learning happens. So approximated function is referred to as VCAP here. Okay, approximated function is referred to as VCAP here. So choosing a representation for the target function. So choosing representation for the target function. So choosing of the representation involves the trade-offs. So pick a very expressive representation to allow close approximation to the ideal target function V. Now, so target function is selected. Now you need to select the representation for the target function. So how that representation should be? It must be an expressive way, means it gives elaborated meaning or elaborated steps, such a way that it will be understood. And more expressive, more training data required to choose among the alternative hypotheses. So here hypothesis means rules, rules to play the game by specifying some values, attribute values. Now, so here we are using one linear combination of following board features. So we are using say 6 values: x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. So x1 is nothing but number of black peas or pawns on the board. X2 is nothing but number of red peas on the board. X3 is nothing but black kings on the board. X4 is nothing but red kings on the board. X5 is nothing but black peas threatened by red. X6 is nothing but red peas threatened by black. Now using that you are forming one linear equation. So V cap B is equal to W naught plus W1 x1, W2 x2, W3 x3, W4 x4, W5 x5, W6 x6. This is nothing but representation of the target function. Now it is more expressive way. So what is the outcome? It depends on what? It depends on x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. So that W is nothing but weightage given for each values. Each values means x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. So now, where we are in the design of the checkers learning problem. So task is playing checkers. Performance measure P is nothing but percent of game won in the world tournament. Training experience E is nothing but games played against itself. Target function will be now. So V is equal to board R. That R is nothing but real number for each board state. So target function representation is V cap of B is equal to W naught plus W1 x1, W2 x2, W3 x3, W4 x4, W5 x5 plus W6 x6. It is the representation of the target function. So choosing a final approximation algorithm. So till now we discussed so first step in the design is what? So determine type of training experience. So there are say 3 different types of training experience. So one is games against expert, games against self, table of correct moves. So out of that we selected games against self. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So here first step is you have to select which training experience is better. So out of 3, that is first one is game against expert, games against self, table of correct moves. So we selected say games against self. That will be the type of the training. Next, determine target function. So there are say different 2 types of target function. One is board with the move, and another one is board states and moves. And first one is board state and move, set of possible legal moves, and second one is board with set of moves and its while. So out of that we selected second one. So next, once selecting target function, next step is determine the representation for learning function. So there are again 3 types: polynomial, linear function of 6 features, artificial neural network. So out of that we selected linear function of 6 features, that is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6 values. So next, determine learning algorithm. Which learning algorithm is uh, used to complete the design, that is gradient descent linear programming. So here it is used gradient descent. What is that gradient descent? We will discuss later. Okay. Next, so now we done with choosing training experience, choosing target function, choosing target function representation. Next one is choosing function approximation algorithm. So now, to learn, we require a set of training examples describing the board state B and the training value. So training value V train B. So here, to learn, we are representing board state and its value as an order pair, that is called say training training example. So B comma V train B. So B is nothing but a board state, current board state. What is the V train B means the value, whatever the value you get. So whether if this is the situation of the checkerboard, so set of pawns are present here, set of pawns are present there in the board. Now what is the outcome of that at the end? That will be nothing. That is nothing but V train B. So that will be obtained. That will be obtained using the previous approximation representation. That is uh, W0 plus W1 x1 plus W2 x2, W3 x3, W4 x4, W5 x5, W6 x6, like that. So now black won the game. X1 x2, a red piece remaining. I mean to say it represents a value for x1 x2, like that. Now x1 is 3, x2 is 0, x1 x3 is 1, x4 is 0, x5 is 0, x6 is 0. Then that is nothing but the current board state, okay, which is represented through that 6 feature. Then V train B value will be plus 100. That indicates that game won by black. Is it clear? So game won by black, that is represented by 100 plus 100 is there. Next, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. It is nothing but red P is remaining. So now the last line, it will be the training example, one training example. So like that, you need to generate multiple training examples that will be fed as input, and using that learning, it will learn something and it will formulate the model using that. If a input is given, it has to give the output whether the game will be won or lost. Like so, choosing function approximation algorithm under that estimating training values. What is that? Estimating training values means the only training information available to our learner is whether the game was eventually won or lost. So, despite of ambiguity inherent in the estimating the training values for intermediate board state, one simple approach has been found to be surprisingly successful. What is that? So, this approach is to assign the training value V train B for any intermediate board state to be V cap of successor B. So if the game is won, V train B value will be 100. If the game is lost, then V train value will be minus 100. If the game is drawn, then V train B value will be 0. And what about the intermediate state value? To generate the training examples, that will be obtained with the help of its successor. Okay. For that reason, V train B will be V cap of successor B. So that V train B is nothing but their intermediate board state. So this will be the rule for estimating training values. So next, adjusting the weight. So there in the approximation representation, we have say W0, W1, W2, W3, W4, W5, W6. Right? What is that? It is nothing but weights. So one common approach is to define the best hypothesis, that is rule. Hypothesis is nothing but rule with respect to attribute values. or some specification or set of weights as that which minimizes square error between the training values and the values predicted by the hypothesis. Okay, so it will be given by summation of v train b minus v cap of b whole square. So that is nothing but mean square error. So that must be less. So such a way that you need to adjust the weight to minimize the error. So we require how to adjust the weight. So we require an algorithm that will incrementally refine the weights as a new train example become available, and that will be robust to error in this estimated training error. So one such algorithm is called that is least mean square training rule. Okay. So what is that least mean square training rule? For each training example, so B comma V train on B, use the current weight to be calculated with respect to V cap of B. For each weight, WI updated as WI is equal to WI plus beta. Beta is nothing but learning rate into V train B minus V train of okay, V cap of B into Xi. So using this, so you need to keep on updating whether it is a W0 or W1, W2, W3, W4, W5, W6 like that. Such a way that what is the training? There is no much difference between the predicted value and the training example. So that error must be minimized such a way that you need to adjust the weight. What is the value for W0? What is the value for W1? What is the value for W2? What is the value for W3? What is the value for W4, W5, W6? Like that. So such a way that outcome is similar to what is expected. So next is the final design. So what is that final design? The final design for our checkers learning system can be naturally described by 4 distinct program modules that represent the central component in many learning system. So in that first one is performance system. So is the module that must solve the given performance task. In this case, playing checkers by using the learned target function. It takes an instance of new problems or new games as input and produces a trace of its solution or game history as output. It takes a new problem and it gives the history of that game. And history of game contains what? History of game contains what here? Anybody?
Moves made.
Yeah, correct. So set of the moves made by 2 players as output. So next part is it is critic. Okay. So what it takes input is nothing but history or trace of the game. So which is given as output from the performance system. It will be taken as input for the critic system. It takes history or trace of the game and produces output. What is that output? Set of training examples of the target function. Okay, set of training examples. Training example, what is that? What it contains? Training example. B board state and V train B value. So next, third module in that finalization generalizer takes as input the training example and produce the output hypothesis. So here hypothesis is nothing but rules. If the red pawn is here, what is the next move for the black pawn? That is nothing but hypothesis, set of rules. That is the estimate of the target function. So it generalizes from the specific training examples, hypothesizing a general function that covers these examples and other cases beyond the training example. So here it takes the training example and produces a hypothesis based on what? So such a way that what are they, whether there is some other case beyond the training examples. I mean to say that order pair B and V train value is other than whatever we given. So is there, if we give say 50 training example, is there any other than 50? It will get. Okay. So generalizer, think of the hypothesis along with the training example other than input. So next one is, fourth one is experiment generator. Takes the input, the current hypothesis, the currently learned function or target learned function or set of rules, and output a new problem, that is initial board state for performance system to explore. Okay, so it takes what is the learned hypothesis. The generalizer gives hypothesis as output, that will be taken as input for the experimental generator. Next, once it gives the hypothesis as input, output will be new problem for the performance system to explore. Its role is to pick a new practice problem that will maximize the learning rate of the system. Okay, so experimental generator, it takes the hypothesis as input and it will produce a new board initial state and keep on learning such a way that its learning rate will be improved. So now, so we started with the performance of the performance system. So it takes the new problem, that is initial game board. Okay, initial game board. So what it gives, the solution trace or game history, that is set of moves. Next, that will be given for the critic system. That critic system will give the training examples. So already I told, say it gives order pair of B and V train of B. Okay, set of possible values. Next, generalizer takes this training example as the input, training example as input, and it produces hypothesis. Along with that hypothesis, it will think about out of box here is nothing but, is there any other example which are not present in the training example? Okay, so it generate hypothesis and other training examples other than training examples, and it will give it as to the experimental generator, and experimental generator gives a new board state or new problem. So like that it repeats. So keep on learning, the system will learn. So next, uh, we completed this designing a learning system for checkers problem. So we started with what? Determining type of training experience. So first step. So out of that, say there are say possible three training experience are possible. One is games against expert, games against self, uh, table of correctness. So out of that, we selected games against self as a training experience. So next, once we select the training experience, the next step will be determine target function. Which target function is good? So now there is a two possible target function. One is board move, and the next one is board value. Okay, board move, and first one is board move and board value. What is that board move? What is the current state of the board? What are the possible moves? And next target function is nothing but current board state, and what are the possible board state, possible legal moves with respect to board state and its real value. So out of that we selected second one, board value. So next one, determine representation for learned function. What is the representation for the target function? There say first one is polynomial, next one is linear function of 6 feature, next one is artificial neural network. So out of that we selected say linear function of 6 features. Okay, so now once representation is completed, next is determine learning algorithm. So which learning algorithm is used to complete the learning or complete the design. So here they given say example as gradient descent. What is that gradient descent? We will discuss later. So next is perspective and issues in machine learning that we'll cover in the next session. Okay. So whether you people understood something. Whether you people understood something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So think the problem is here is they took some unknown example for explanation. So that is the main thing. Why? Because we know chess. What do you mean by chess? How to play chess, but we don't know that much about checkers problem. Okay. Mm, yeah, Ashwin, are you there now? Ashwin.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, with respect to checkers problem, okay, with respect to checkers problem,
Yes, sir.
what will be the training experience? Value of t. Say we heard say there are say three terms t, p, and e. Now, what is the value for e in a checkers problem, or what do you mean by e with respect to checkers problem?
The previous moves played by the players.
Okay, that is nothing but say uh, played against itself.
Yeah.
Okay, game played against
Yes.
itself. Yeah, Chandrika, are you there? Chandrika? Chandrika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you mean by task in that checkers problem?
Playing checkers.
Playing checkers. Okay. Mubina, are you there? Mubina?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you mean by performance value? A performance measure with respect to checkers problem. What do you mean by performance measure?
The percentage of games won against the opponent.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Gavin, are you there? Gavin? Gavin? Gavin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you define machine learning using T, P, and E terms? Task, performance, measure, and uh, experience E. Can you define it in your own way? But you need to use a task and performance measure and experience. That's all.
Uh, Machine learning is a program.
Uh, Program.
Uh,
Okay.
we learn from experience.
Okay. Experience E. Okay.
Experience E. Uh, with respect to some task T,
Okay. T.
and we measure the performance
Uh,
P,
uh,
and
and that performance measure must be improved. That performance measure must be improved with the help of experience E. Okay.
okay, sir.
Next is yeah, Tripti. Are you there, Tripti?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me the TP with respect to handwritten recognition system? TPE.
Um, uh, T is recognizing and classifying handwritten words in image.
Okay.
Uh, P percent of words correct being yes.
Okay.
Um, E means
What do you mean by E? What is the experience you can give to that system?
Um,
How it's judged, whether it is E or O or something like that. How it's judged. So the people are writing E in different way, correct?
yes, sir.
Yeah, Chaitanya Krishna writes its own way, Swati Priya writes a different way maybe. So like that. So Ashwin writes in his own way.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, what is the experience for that system? What is the experience for that? Not understood. For classification of, say, for classification of setos of, what is the disturbance like that? Yeah, for classification of Setosa versicolor virginica. Okay, so we used iris data set.
Yes,
So
sir.
that iris data set will be the experience. So using that, if the new sample is given, so it will identify whether it is Setosa versicolor or virginica. Now my question is, with respect to handwritten recognition system, what will be the experience?
Mm.
It will be the experience. It has to identify whether it is A or O or P or D, something like that, right? Now,
Yes,
what is the experience you have to give? Not possible. Mahima, are you there? Can you tell me what is the experience? Mahima, Mahima, Mahima.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Where you went?
No, sir. I was here,
Had
sir.
tea
I said,
and had tea and come now. Yeah.
no, sir.
Okay, okay. Now tell me now. What is the experience?
That what it will get, the machine, what it learns, sir.
Now I
After
told
the,
one problem. Say, I told one problem. Now, what is the experience with respect to that problem?
which problem, sir?
Now I
You
understood.
said 3 problems, sir.
Now I understood. So I think you went for breakfast and come. Okay.
sir. Database of handwritten books.
Yeah, database of handwriting. Okay, okay, thank you. So next topic, that is perspective and issues in machine learning, we'll discuss in the next session. Okay, be attentive and alert. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sir, attendance.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, hold on, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
attendance.
attendance.